Hey peeps, my name is Naisha and welcome back to my channel. I hope everyone's having a lovely day, and I also hope that you are enjoying any type of Christmas shopping or just enjoying, you know, this holiday, season that's going on, because a lot is going on in the real world, and I just hope that everyone is taking care of themselves. And with that being said, I'm back on Romance Club, and I'm going to do first impressions of 3 books. And I would I would do maybe, depending on how many first impressions that I'll do, it probably like 4 to 5 videos, because there's like a lot of stories on here, and also warning, because you will get spoilers, because again, like I said, I'm doing first impressions, so I'm going to tell you what I remember from the first episode of each story that I talk about. And I apologize because sometimes I remember all of the details and sometimes I don't remember that much. So yeah, with that being said, um, what I'm gonna go with first is um, Gladiator Chronicles. Now, Gladiator Chronicles is actually the one book that I could think of for now. It's the one book on here that I know of that is told from a male point of view. And the summary of this. The summary of this is Episode 1, The Storm. Forced into slavery by the intergalactic empire of New Rome, a young gladiator's fate hangs in the balance. Can you rise to the challenge and make the empire bow before you? Now, with this story, Episode 1, what happens is, I'm going to name the character Kai. So, what happens is Kai is talking to the person who is his, who he like, who is his, is his leader by force. So Kai, well, yeah, the leader is talking to Kai and things like that. And, Kai is giving him code answer and stuff like that. And I know the leader says something, I forgot what he says, but it ends up leading to a flashback of when Kai wasn't like forced into slavery. He was actually a free teenager and stuff. So basically, he, like, what happens is he wakes up, I think his little sister wakes him up and stuff. And of course, they're playing around, goofing off. The moms, telling them, hey, quit it. You know how parents do. It's like a happy moment because he's having a happy moment with his mom and his sister. And then, of course, he goes to check in on his dad. He noticed that his dad has robots and stuff in his shed, but nothing more is said because his dad shoos him off to have fun with, to basically told Kai to have fun with his girlfriend and his best friend, and that's what he does. He goes into town, they have their little fun, him and his girlfriend have their little moment, and then there's a storm, and that's what it seemed like. It seemed like there's a storm going on and things like that. So of course, Kai heads home quickly, and I want to say, like, he sees like a spaceship, and then he sees his parents kneeling, and he sees like a bunch of people like around his parents, and the person who's talking has his sister and stuff, and he's talking to his mom. So it seems like this guy knows his mom and his dad, but especially his mom very well, because it seemed like his mom like either took something and whatnot. So he ends up basically, the dude ends up killing Kai's mother and father and taking his sister. Of course, Kai is trying to like he's running in to try to protect his sister because of what happened to his parents. And so, of course, he gets blindsided and he blacks out. And that's the end of the first episode. And I'm not gonna lie, I was like, what? Like, I was like, well, damn. Like, that's how y'all gonna do it? Because, again, like, like, I know, like, in the beginning, we know he's forced into slavery because, of course, when you read the summary, you think, like, okay, he's forced into slavery. So, and then when when the episode begins, he's talking to the person who he's forced to basically bow to and to become a gladiator for. And it's like, and then you go to a flashback to see like where everything went wrong. And it's like, again, it was like, oh man, you want to have high hope that nothing's going to happen. But because we already know that he's forced into slavery, it's like, well, dang. Ain't this something? But I do think like, the first episode really reeled me in and actually made me want to continue to read the story. And if it wasn't for all the other stories that I'm reading, I would definitely continue to read this. I know I said the next time there's a Diamond Rush event, I would definitely try to read Gladiator Chronicles because, again, from the first episode, I enjoyed it. Now, the next the second book that we're going to talk about is Psi. Now, Psi was interesting to me. So basically, the summary goes like this. After a genetic storm, society has been split into the pure ones, with full rights, and second-rate citizens. A young woman with abilities is searching for answers. Does blood alone determine your humanity? The world has gone through catastrophic and modern world society collapse. You play as Lou, a young girl with telekinesis ability who lives in Termitary, a slum area in a dystopian world of New Paris. Lou is applying for a job at Assistant Corps, a special force for people with special ability like her that is controlled by the church. Now, with this one, again, this one kind of goes from 0 to 100 as well because you have Lou. She's basically you have the background, like, there's background information about, like, what's going on in her world. Basically, the people who don't have power, this is kind of like X-Men in a way. Like, the people who don't have power are, like, again, like, superior to the people that do have powers and stuff like that. So it's kind of like that. And anyway, because Lou is a second-rate citizen, just like everybody else who has the ability. So she decides that she wants to go to Assistant Corps, because she figures this is the only way she can make actual money and use her powers for good, per se, because she can't work anywhere else, because, again, like I said, when it comes to people who have abilities, they are treated like trash. So this is like the only way she could actually rise to the top, like get out of the slum area that she's in. Anyway, while she's hanging out with her friends and all that, um, after she, finished hanging out with her friends, she meets this guy. They end up talking. Depending on if you choose the diamond choice or not, he ends up coming back to the house and things like that. I don't even know if they end up doing it, only because I'm gonna be completely honest with you. It goes over my head if they do. Like, I'm sorry, because this book, again, the way episode one, the way Lou interacts with her friend and just anyone in general, it just seems like she's cold, she's distant, and stuff like that. So that's why I say, like, it goes over my head if they do end up, being intimate. But what ends up happening is that she ends up falling asleep, and the guy has disappeared. So I think I want to say either FBI comes into her house, or she goes outside and they ambush her there. Either way, she is ambushed by FBI, and they're telling her that she's under arrest for the murder of the guy that she just met. And that's literally how the book, not the book, but the episode ends. Episode one ends. And again, it's like, damn, it went from 0 to 100. Because, like, one, she was just chilling, minding her business, hang out with friends. And then after that, she decided to, like, hang out with some dude. Next thing you know, like, she doesn't see him, but it's like, it's all right. And then she gets ambushed by the FBI saying that she murdered this dude. Like, they're arresting her because they think she murdered this dude that she met. Like, not even, I want to say, not even, like, what? It just hasn't been that long. So it's like, what the heck? This is another book that I would definitely read more about, because I'm like, I just don't understand what happened. Because again, this this episode goes from 0 to 100. I just thought it was very entertaining. The spacing, the time of the spacing, I meant the pacing of the episode isn't bad. It's kind of like the pacing of Gladiator Chronicles to me. Because again, like I said, everything seems fine and dandy, and then at the end, that's when shit breaks loose. So yeah. Okay. Now, the third book that I'm going to talk about, and the last book that's going to wrap up this video, is The Desert Rose. Now, I'm going to be completely honest with you. This one was boring to me. And before I get into why I was bored, let's just go into it. Okay. Now, Desert Rose. Now, it says, to save her homeland from an unknown virus, a young woman must encounter sorry, let me start over again. To save her homeland from an unknown virus, a young woman must encounter foreign cultures, overcome her enemies, and most importantly, locate the legendary Desert Rose. Ooh, bless me. Sorry about that. But yeah, she must locate the legendary Desert Rose. Now, with this one, okay. So basically, you meet this character. I'm gonna name her Rose because I forgot what I named her. If I name her at all, because that's how much I didn't care for the book. But anyway, your character is the daughter of the president of the country that she's in. And of course, um with her being his daughter and stuff, they decide to have her be in an arranged marriage, and of course she doesn't like it, and neither does the guy that she is arranged to be married to. As a matter of fact, once they finish meeting each other like publicly, privately, he he basically tells her like, hey, we should just fake it till we make it type of situation. However, even though she agrees to do that, she ends up running away. Like, yeah, she ends up running away, and then she ends up going like through like a flea market type of place. And while she's doing that, there's like a protest and things like that. And of course, the cops end up showing up, and while they end up showing up, it seems like her and the mysterious guy, the protester who was talking, they end up having a moment where I think he ends up giving her a rose type of situation. And then he bounced, and then of course she gets like caught by the police and stuff like that. And the only reason why I said like it was boring for me is because like the pacing of it. Like for me, the pacing of episode 1 is very boring to me because it's like I don't really truly care. And then not only that, but I actually did try to read episode 2 to see if maybe I'm just tripping. Maybe I should give this a chance. Episode 2 is very slower. Like, I'm talking about very slower. It's slower than episode 1. And I'm like, God damn, this pacing of the story makes it boring because it's like, dang, because like you're not really getting much from it and stuff like that. Because my thing is, Romance Club, they do tend to give you like long episodes. However, when it does come to long episodes, you can't like how can I explain it? You can't really like stick to a certain scene for long. You have to like, come on, let's get to the next. Like, let's get to what's gonna happen next. And it's like they stick to the scenes like way too long because she keeps complaining. Like she's I mean like yeah, she's always complaining. Like she's just complaining about this and complaining about that. And then even when like the scene does change, I don't really care enough. Don't really care enough for the characters and the side characters to sympathize with whatever's going on because it's like again, it's kind of like going at a slower pace, and it's meh for me because and even because there was like a moment like because they do switch to a scene, but the scene is weird because the scene they switch to people in a laboratory, and it's like and there's no context to it. It's not like something happens. No, they just switch to the lab, people talking, and then they switch back to the character. Or like if I don't even think they switch back to the character. I think they just leave the no, I don't want to say they leave the scene because I think there's another scene where it seems like a woman that you don't know nothing of gets kidnapped. And that's it. I think that's it. And I was like, I was very bored because, again, they have scenes in there that just don't make sense. Like, for example, there's a scene where I think she and her, I want to say her maid, either her maid or like I don't know who she. I want to say her maid, but like or her handler. I don't know who you would call the woman, but like there's a scene where like she goes to the door or something, and like a dude's talking junk, and like there's no context to it. It's just like, because again, like he's just talking to her, and it's like, okay, it's like you don't really get nothing from it. It would have been better if the main character had like talk to the dude, because then you can figure out like what's going on and stuff like that. But you don't really figure out what's going on. There's just scenes that are there. Same thing like the laboratory scene, because there is a laboratory scene, and it's not like it shows you. It's not like something big happened, like they're in the laboratory, and then you hear commotion, like you hear somebody scream like, ah, no, type of situation. You don't get that. You just get a scene, and then it goes to the next scene, and it's like, what the heck? Same thing when you see this woman pops out of nowhere, because you think to yourself, what is this? And like, she pops out of nowhere, and it's like, where is this going? And then it's like again, she's not the main character. It's like, when something does happen, I prefer like it like to happen either to the main character or somebody close to the main character. When you just have a random character pop up out of nowhere, it's like, what the heck? I don't get it. So to me, this is boring, and I tried to read episode 2. Episode 2 is too long for my liking and stuff like that. As you can see, I'm still on it and stuff like that. It's not one of those books. I mean, yeah, it's not one of those stories that I would play. I would say it's not one of the stories I would play anytime soon. Like, I would have to finish all the other stories that's on here before I even go to this one, because much that's how much boring is. That's how that's really how it is. But anyway, let me know down in the comments if you have played Romance Club, and if you have played the Desert Rose, Psy, and Gladiator Chronicles. Let me know from those 3 books which one you like. That's if you read it. I mean, played it. Or if you have any other books that you, if you have any other stories on here on Romance Club that you have read and you want to know my opinion about, just let me know. I would definitely do another first impression video, like, coming up soon. Not only with Romance Club, but with choices, chapters, and any other interactive story games that I could get my hands on. So yeah, with that being said, please like, share, and subscribe. And until next time, see ya.